well, not calling. I'm doing this video from from Buda, Texas, where I live, and we were taking a walk this morning. Me and the fam. My son's getting over being sick, and he was getting better today, so we thought we'd take a little walk across this green belt that's right in front of our house. And this green belt is so beautiful. That's part of why we bought our house here. And it's actually specifically in Sunfield, Buda. It's really, really nice. I find it very relaxing. There's lots of birds, there's bees, literally the birds and the bees. Lots of flowers. There's tons of sunflowers. There's tons of all types of native plants here. But this morning, unfortunately, as we were walking, we saw that some landscaping company had again cut everything down. All the sunflowers that had grown, all these natural, beautiful grasses that were like 6 feet plus tall. I mean, it was just gorgeous. And now it's just a bunch of barren land. Yes, they left the trees alone, but it's supposed to be a green belt, right? And green belts are important because they have a ton of wildlife. They, like I said, they have birds, they have bees, there's rabbits here, there's squirrels, there's I mean, there's just, so much wildlife here. Insects are actually very important, even though we might hate them sometimes. All sorts of bugs and critters, that's really important for all of us, right? So when all of that stuff is mowed down, right, there's not food for the food chain of birds. What are the birds going to eat, right? What are rabbits going to eat? And it affects all of us, actually, when we do these things as human beings. And there's really no reason to clear it out. There's no reason at all. So I just got so upset because these guys, they had done that probably yesterday, and as we were walking, I saw that they were coming back, starting their morning shift, and then I just had it because there was an area specifically where we walk where there's tons of bumblebees, like tons of them, like and it's such an important little area because my son and I were walking there, and he loves bumblebees, and we watch them, and we literally spend like 10 minutes watching these bumblebees, and and they were about to mow it down, and I was like, you know what, no, we're not gonna let this happen today. We're not gonna let them mow down all these beautiful flowers, which I'm sitting in front of now because I decided to do a protest today. This was not part of the plan today. This was not something that I woke up planning to do. But because they want to mow this area down, I am sitting here, and we've made some calls. We actually physically blocked the mowers. We talked to the guys. Some of them were Spanish speaking. I speak a little Spanish, so I spoke to them to stop. And then they were actually very nice. And I know that they're just taking orders, but that's the problem, is just taking orders and not thinking about what we're doing to the environment is what is getting human beings into this situation where, you know, things are just being destroyed left and right, right? And because it's right in front of my house, I don't know, like something in me just was like, no, I'm not going to take this. You're not going to mow this down. So I'm literally sitting here now in a lawn chair, and they've gone now because, I'm blocking them. So is my husband and son. And we're not going to stop until the order from whoever it was to mow everything down. Okay, sorry, I thought that was them. The order is stopped. But apparently, when my husband was talking to the HOA representative, this may involve even courts. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't want this area to be mowed down. Can we just stop cutting everything down? Can we let animals live? Can we let the bees live? Like, why do we have to do this? There's no point. Also, the fall is literally right around the corner. Like a lot of these plants are just going to die on their own. There's a circle of life, you know, there's a natural cycle, right? When these plants die, they, you know, will feed the earth, you know, they'll give nutrients back to the earth, leave it there. You don't need to clear it out, you know? So, and I just want to show you some of this area here, okay? I don't know if you can see it, the lighting is not that good. I'm sitting in the shade. And specifically the area that is right in front of me had tons of these beautiful purple flowers that the bees were, you know, that's their food. That's the bees' food. Like, why are we messing with this? Like, is there a point? And you know what? Here, let me show you what happened here. Okay, so this is one side that I was blocking. I did not want them to cut this down. Okay, and there's like literally probably like hundreds of, maybe even 1,000 bees over there. And this is the other side that used to have these flowers too, and they just mowed it down, and now it's just going to be brown. It's brown and dying and dead, you know. And they didn't even plant anything, right? Like there's nothing here. Look at these beautiful plants. Just, you know, they're all messed up now. Look at this. Like, what's the point of this? You know? I mean, why aren't we thinking about what we're doing to the earth? Like, I just, and you know, I happen to have the time to do this. You know, I was working full time last year when they did this, and actually the year before that too. So I couldn't do this where I could like block them or stop this from happening, you know. But you know, because I'm able to do this, you know, it just makes me sad that, you know, I didn't do more before. But you know, you can always change and you can always do something. You don't always have to, you know, accept what happened in the past. You know, there's always a day where you can stand up and do something. And today's the day. And so anyone who wants to support me, please join my channel. I don't know how long I'm going to end up being out here. But I'm sitting out here and I'm not going to leave um, until they stop mowing everything down. So God bless all of you. We got to be good stewards of the earth. God calls us to do that, by the way. So God bless all of you. I'd appreciate your support. Love you all.